Hi, what we are about to present to you now is about ACS student mentorship in Sheffield Hallam University. ACS is Arts, Computing, Engineering and Sciences faculty in Sheffield Hallam University. We are going to show you interesting interviews, advice from staffs of and students of Sheffield Hallam University, and mentorship scenario. Among ACS mentors are
My name is Vishal. I'm from MBA Information Systems. I've been on a mentor's position since January 2010. I've been doing this course since September 2009, so it has been almost a year now.
Thank you. And Anna?
I'm Hana Wagu from Nigeria, mentor for ACS, and I started mentorship 2010 January.
Firstly, mentoring was my motto to actually make new friends, meet new people, help them with whatever I can. And the second most important thing was, as I knew what I went through when I came down back in September, I felt I would be a better person to give them a good picture about the stuffs.
Can you tell me about how the mentoring scheme works? What's the process where you meet the students and how do you work with them to offer them advice and help?
I guess we first start with the induction area wherein students enroll themselves and then come into the induction session for the first day.
We start with pray. We start with pre-arrival.
Oh yes, that's
we'll
the thing we
contact
started
them
now.
once they accept the offer that they are willing to school in Sheffield Hallam University. Through the aid of admin people, we'll contact these students. We give them we'll send our emails to them. They contact us. Mentorship begins from there. They begin to ask you questions about what do they expect to see in the course of their study, what do they need while coming. If, like in computing, they will ask you software required and other things. So we'll give them necessary advice, and where it's beyond our own boundary to advise, we'll direct them to the appropriate quarters to advise them. Then once they come in, we of great help to the school by receiving them and following up in the induction week, after which from time to time every Friday they pop in to get the real mentoring work. And sometimes when we deem it necessary to advise them in relation to plagiarism and other areas which they are not likely to know because of their maybe the kind of training they received in their countries, we'll go to their class to give them seminar orientation on how to manage while in UK.
I think it was a really wonderful experience for me because there's a need of someone when you came new to university or something, new to some organization. There's someone who already there to help. So it's really wonderful for me. I asked many questions from my previous mentors on my induction week. So they really helped me in my studies and my all the university life. So it was really a good experience.
Our work is magnifying students' experience. In doing this, we involve ourselves in activities like focus group organization, drop-in sections for new students, seminar organization, among others. Please watch us and see what we have for you. Hello? Are you looking for me? I'm a mentor.
Oh,
Honor by name.
yeah. Nice to meet you. Are you Honor?
Yeah.
Yes.
You are dear. I'm expecting you dear. Yeah?
Yes, I got my email.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Because I'm new here, can I ask you some questions?
Feel free.
about
Do you want a cup of coffee?
No,
No,
thanks.
feel free. Just relax. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the first question is about accommodation.
Okay.
I don't really know what the difference between accommodation or house. Is it
You,
really different?
you are looking for one for a year contract. You have private accommodations. You have the one managed by the school, and we
Yeah.
have very close accommodations to the school here, like Dragon and Liberty. They are Forge. They are very close to the school, and
And the thing is, I didn't really know where it is. Is it far from
it's
school?
not. It's not 5 minutes walk. You get to the school.
Yeah.
Some 10 minutes, 7 minutes walk to the school.
All of them.
Yeah, most of them. But if you
Okay.
really want accommodation details, you go to accommodation unit. You know Owen Building? This is
Yes, I
Owen
know
Building.
the
Just
reception.
in front of the reception, opposite it, you see accommodation unit. They will clarify you with issues concerning accommodation.
Okay, is it an office or which one I could ask?
You meet them, they have the offers, price ranges, different prices for different accommodation. It's for them to clarify. I cannot need direct you. I'm sorry, I cannot need direct you to these units. I don't know in detail how much they charge.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll ask them. And about the second question is, you know, I come from China. I'm really worrying about my English.
Your English is a bit good. When I came in, I wasn't as good as you are now.
No, I just want to know where I could know more friends and talk with them how to improve my English.
Easy. You can make friends from your class because I know it will be a mixture of both home students and international students, and also you can enroll into teachings. The school have oral teachings and written teachings for international students. Normally,
Really?
yes, every Friday. So you go to Nena's center, ask them for the information they will give you. You have clarification on English issues, but I bet you full integration into the school will help you have improved more in English language. Yes.
Can they just help me about some particularly words like how to write a paper about my course?
It's going to be fully dependent on your efforts. I know they have provisions to read your course, read your assignments, and correct the English,
Yeah.
which such is done in the library, United States Center Library. They can do that for you, but they don't write for you. And these are efforts you have to put in yourself. I know it's not easy now, presently, because you are new, but I bet you in a few months' time you see that you'll be good.
Really,
It's
I
easy.
hope so. Thank you. And I'm wondering if I can understand the lecture where I could ask for help about that. Because I heard there's many lectures every week. So,
Yeah.
because my English is not good, both listening and oral. So if I got problem about the lecture, I don't know where to go.
You see, you paid school fees to be here, and I've been in your shoes. Feel free to ask the lecturer to explain any concept you don't fully understand in class. Feel free to ask. There's this interaction that exists between student and teachers here, that cordial relationship, so you can ask them over and over.
I
You
could
can also
hang
send
out
mails to them.
every
Yes.
time.
Yes, you can send mails to them. And then also your fellow students, you can come together, reason, and explain concepts you don't understand. And so it's also dependent on your own efforts, to get to read that is taught to you. Because I don't know how good you are, but I know you are good from the way you sound. But if you read what is taught to you over and over, no matter how hard, I bet you will understand it. I bet you.
Thank you. Thank you
Be
for your
strong, be
help.
strong, be strong. Very soon you graduate. It's just 1 year.
Okay.
Several students asked me either when they first arrived, or I've had 2 emails recently asking about what should they be reading prior to coming. Can I recommend a text? What level do we expect them to be at? And I think when sometimes there's just the title of the module, it's so open, you can cover so many things, and I think some of the students, they want to grasp that a bit more and understand exactly what they're going to be coming onto and what they're going to be learning.
And as you say, that's the sort of thing, if there's somebody already on the course, they're the ideal person to give the answers. You've got it from the perspective of somebody who's come in from outside the UK onto the course. You then figure out, actually, I didn't really need to know so-and-so, but I wish I'd known something else before I arrived.
How am I going to do with accommodation? Curiosity of the students of the environment they are about meeting. Curiosity of the students of the type of lecturer they are going to meet.
Yes.
How is it a master-tutor relationship? Am I going to be answering SAS? I remember the first time I came here, if I want to ask a question, it's, excuse me, sir. so there can be, depending on the time limit we have, and depending on the consciousness of the people communicating with us, I think we can really satisfy their curiosity in every area they are interested in.
So they're ready to come in September. Well, 2 things. If they come across visa issues and they can't get over to the UK in time, they may come 2 weeks late. They then take another 2 weeks to get accustomed to the UK, find a house, sort many things out.
Yeah.
And that's 4 weeks, even though they've registered within 2. So they turn up to the modules 4 weeks late, and it's very hard to catch up. They've missed a lot of things, but it's this, we allow them to come 2 weeks late, but then there's another 2 weeks, so that they feel we should be deferring them to January, or putting more effort in saying, you need to get here a week earlier, or something in place to ensure that they're here from the start, really.
We mentors do a great deal of work, even do the work of other SHU staff should do. But the big question here is, what is the boundary between student mentors' work and SHU staffs? Mike Thomason, the SHU Student International Coordinator, has this to say.
I don't think there are clashes, but I think we know we do need to be clear about which sort of items are the responsibility of each set of people, really. And I think if you have a sort of detailed administrative query, for instance, you might want to change an option in a course or something like that, then that's clearly not a question for a mentor, that you'd go to your administrator to help you with that. At the other end of the spectrum, if someone had a very difficult personal problem, then we wouldn't expect a mentor to deal with that, although they might be the first port of call, but then there are other services within the university that could help with that. But when it comes to things like sharing experience and helping on a day-to-day level and sort of giving tips about how to find your way around Sheffield and the best way to approach study, then that I think is where, yes, okay, staff can help with that, but it's really where mentors and their sort of recent and current experience can be absolutely most helpful, I think. So no, I don't see any clash. It's just a question of being clear, which things are the responsibility of each.
Now we are in Chef Hallam, Eric Mansford in Sheffield Hallam University. The task faced by some of these international students is enormous. We've brought together advice from most senior staffs of Sheffield Hallam University for you. Listen to it, make use of it while you prepare for your arrival to Sheffield Hallam University.
I think firstly, students need to be very sure of what they're wanting to get out of their study. So I'm sure that when they choose the course, they'll have looked very carefully into the course details and know how it's going to advance their knowledge, to an extent which will help them in their professional career. In practical terms, I think as they first come to the university or just before they come, it's really very helpful to try and understand all the sources of help that are going to be open to them as they first arrive. So we were talking a moment ago about the pre-mentoring now. They now have the opportunity to contact mentors before they come. but also things like the meet and greet service and the pickup scheme at the airport, and then the various things that go on in Induction Week. I think they are so important. It's so important that new students really do make the most of those 2 or 3 weeks before study starts in earnest, and as much as they can do beforehand to prepare themselves to know what's going on there, so that they can come and take advantage of it. I think that's that's really useful.
I would say before arrival to do some key research, because studying here is very different to studying in many other countries where our international students are from. The seminars are set up differently, the lectures, the amount of teaching time. So do some research and perhaps speak to students who have been through that experience too, who have already been through the UK or the Sheffield Hallam academic experience, and I can put potential new students in touch with current students as well. While they're here, the one key bit of advice I would always say is get involved. Come along to orientation, come along to the social activities. This year for orientation, we're running, for example, a trip to Bramall Lane, the football stadium, a free tour of the cathedral. We've got an English tea party where international students can go to a house in Sheffield, meet local people and experience British culture. Last year they were playing croquet and cricket on the garden. So it just gives international students an opportunity to meet with local people. And I would always say, get involved, come along to what we do, because your experience will be much better and your academic experience will have a positive effect on that as well.
Yeah, that one of the big hurdles for students coming, international students coming here, is that we do things differently educationally. So one of the things you could do to help you prepare is have a look at some of our websites, have a look at the pre-arrival website, have a look at some general, just put UK studies into Google, have a look at some of the general sites that tell you how we do things differently. The sorts of things I mean are that typically you'll be asked to work on your own in certain assignments. So being able to manage your own time is a very important part of the process. You'll be asked to, the word critical comes up a lot, so be aware what we mean by critical analysis and critical reflection. Have that idea of what master's level study in the UK means. And there are lots of sources where you can find that out, but one place to go is certainly the pre-arrivals website. Once you're here, the first thing to do is to plug into whatever support you can get. Look for people like myself and Mike Tomlinson. We're paid to look after you. It's our job. We do it willingly. We love the interaction with international students. Come and find us out. We'll help you if we can. But also plug into the mentors, because the mentors have volunteered to do this. They're enthusiastic. They've come to know and understand Sheffield Hallam, and therefore they can give you the advice that you're looking for. So please plug into the help that's here available for you.
My advice would be to be as open as possible to new ideas. A lot of students everybody when they're in a learning situation will rely on what they know and the habits that have helped them to succeed in the past. And very often students say here that what's helped them to be successful in their previous learning experiences doesn't work here, and they have to learn new devices, new strategies. They've got to research on their own, they've got to be prepared to ask questions, to accept that there is no right answer, and to develop original thinking and original writing skills. And that's quite tough to do if you've never done it before.
What I love about it is that the mentors are really quite fresh students. They came perhaps 4 months before the new batch of students. So all of those questions, whether things they love about Sheffield, things that they were worried about when they were coming, all the things they really want to ask are very fresh, and they're very fresh in their experience. So when a new student comes saying, what do I do about this? Where do I find good food? What's the best place to get accommodation? The mentors have just gone through that and they know the answers. The mentoring really does, it takes away that barrier. There's always a bit of a barrier between, even friendly lecturers like me and the students. When a student's asking a mentor, they're asking another student. a senior, an experienced student, but one of their own, and that means they can be more open, not so bothered about making a fool of themselves, I guess. So, for the engineers, that's important. What I'd say to you is, come here, use oral equipment, enjoy yourselves while you're here, and don't forget, lecturers over here are actually quite friendly, so go and see them if you've got any problems too.
Mentors are a really valuable resource as far as our students are concerned, our new students, because they're able to give our international students a view of what it's like to study at Sheffield Hallam University. They're able to tell them who to go and talk to, what sort of things they should be doing. They're less threatening possibly than people like me, people like other academics. So they're really now becoming quite an integral part in the student experience in allowing students to have various ways of raising issues, finding things out and improving their experience while they're studying here at Sheffield Hallam University.
We've had a lot of comments back from new students who said that they found the presence of the mentors really helpful particularly during induction week, and having someone to talk to who's been through the same sort of experience very recently. And maybe thinking of one of the sort of highlight, I think the mentors have been very helpful in helping to give a good account of what we mean by plagiarism and the difficulties that students can have with that, and the two sessions that mentors have given this year to other students about how to cope with originality of work and things like that.
When I came to the university, it was pretty cold, and I was really worried as to whom to approach, what to do, how to start, whom to ask. I had lots of doubts within me, and then is when on the day of induction we just came to know about mentors. And
I went to the university and some mentors helped me about the enrollment and where I need to go, what I need to ask, and they gave me some tablets.
Yeah, I still remember the first day, all new faces and familiar faces, and then you see a person which says "Ask me" with a big welcoming smile on them.